Forensics with Pastor Dan. We're going to start a new concept today. The one that really people get excited about. We'll talk about fingerprint analysis. It's what they usually think of when you talk about forensic analysis. What exactly is fingerprint analysis? It's a process of identifying based on the fingerprints left behind. Now, why do fingerprints work? Well, you see, they're an individual characteristics. Every person has its own unique fingerprints. They don't change throughout a lifetime. If you fingerprint a baby and you fingerprint a old man or old woman, there might be scars in there. The size will change and there'll be some wrinkling probably, but the basic ridge pattern remains the same throughout the entire life of the person. And then they do have a general pattern that we can follow that allows for identification. Now, how do we get fingerprints? There are two ways that we get fingerprints. Way number two is called latent. Now, this is what Latte first began to work with. It's where you get the brush out and the fingerprint powder or the volcanics and magnetics we'll talk about later. What you're going to do is you have prints left due to oils or perspiration. So either the oils in your skin or the perspiration, they leave invisible prints to the human eye. They're there, but we can't see them. That's why we have to dust for them. The second type are called stain prints. Now, stain prints are prints left due to contact with other substances, maybe oils or paint or blood. And as a result, those prints are left behind and identified. I remember hearing of a case where a guy was cleaning off a murder scene and he leaned over and he got his palm print on there because he had touched the blood. That palm print was able to be identified back over. They brought the person in. They told him that they were just trying to eliminate him. He thought he had gotten them all. He didn't know he had left a print behind. All right, now, types of prints exist. There are three types of prints exist. First type are called loops. So they come up and they come back down. So they're really tight together. Second type are arches. They're like loops, but they're spread out more. So therefore, the pattern follows a more of an arch shape. And lastly, we have what are called whorls. They look like little circles. Now, I know you're going to look at your fingerprints, try to figure out what we have. We're going to do a lab where you're going to actually be able to see it more specifically. All right. Now, how do we get fingerprint matches? Well, an expert has to find points of intersection called match points. By determining the points of match and getting corresponding points on a suspect, fingerprint can be confirmed. All right, how can the match be determined? Only a human expert can match it up. Now you say, now wait a minute. I've seen those shows. I've seen CSI, NCIS. They run that computer. Yes, computers do exist. What they do is they limit it, but they don't actually make the match. So that computer system we're talking about, it's called IAFIS. Now, IAFIS stands for Integrated Automated Fingerprint Identification System. It can limit the number of prints down to compare, but a human expert still needs a match. We need to have an expert match it in. Why? Why don't they do that in the show? Well, it's not really exciting to see a person go, that's the process. Back and forth, comparing the points. It may take 2 or 3 hours to get all the points to exactly match up. That's not exciting. The computer's a lot quicker. That's why they show it that way. All right, so that's the basic beginning of fingerprinting. We're going to do a lab tomorrow and make sure you get some balloons or at least a couple, 2 or 3 or 4, because that's what I'm working with. All right, hope it wasn't too bad. Take care. God bless.